3 colors, 10 numbers, 7 notes, and an entire world you create. There are only 3 primary colors, 10 digits, and 7 musical notes. What we do with them is what truly matters. This quote by Jim Rohn isn't just clever, it's a wake-up call. Think about it. Every breathtaking painting, from Van Gogh's Starry Nights to the cover of your favorite book, every vibrant billboard, every glowing sunset, crafted from just 3 base colors, red, yellow, and blue. Every equation that put a man on the moon, every app on your phone, the entire financial system built from just 10 simple digits, and the music that stirs your soul, lifts your spirit, or transports you to another time. Only 7 notes. We are not short on resources, we're short on vision. Not lacking tools, but the imagination to wield them. Not missing opportunities, but the belief to seize them. Life doesn't hand out perfect toolkits. It gives us the same set of raw elements and asks, what will you create? Ordinary people wait. Extraordinary ones begin with whatever's in their hands and transform it into something unforgettable. You don't need more. You just need to begin. Because right here, right now, you already have everything you need to paint your life's masterpiece. So the only real question is, are you ready to mix the colors, strike the chords, and start composing the life only you can create? 1.1, 3 colors yet painting the world, with the same depth, emotion, and narrative style preserved. 1.1, 3 colors yet painting the world. Close your eyes and imagine a magnificent oil painting hanging in an old European gallery. It could be a glowing countryside sunset, a portrait full of emotional depth, or an abstract swirl pulling you into a maze of feelings. Every brushstroke, every subtle hue, from fiery reds and soft blues to golden yellows that shine like sunlight, makes you whisper, "This is art." But here's the real magic. Every color in that masterpiece stems from just 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. No more, no less. Just 3 colors and an entire world is born. Art doesn't need more, it needs depth. Most people think you need a full palette, expensive tools, and advanced technology to create real art. But the truth is, the greatest painters, Van Gogh, Monet, Da Vinci, created timeless masterpieces using only the 3 base colors, guided by limitless imagination and sensitive souls. You can see it in how Van Gogh breathed life into Starry Night with those swirling shades of blue, or how Monet captured shimmering light on water with subtle blends and gentle transitions. They didn't ask for more materials. They mastered what they already had. In the hands of a genius, little is never lacking. Little is the open space where imagination takes flight, blending colors and blending life. Mixing colors is a subtle art. Red and yellow create orange. Yellow and blue give us green. Blue and red become purple. And within each of those, infinite shades can be made by layering and adjusting tones. From 3 simple beginnings, an artist can create endless possibilities. Life works the same way. You don't need to have it all to begin. You don't need 10 skills, hundreds of contacts, or vast resources. What you need is the willingness to blend, to combine passion with discipline, curiosity with patience, failure with learning. Too many people wait for more before they begin. More time, more money, more chances. But if you don't learn how to blend what you already have, even abundance won't help you create a meaningful life portrait. Your greatest resource is your imagination. The real limit isn't your materials, it's your mindset. Some people look at 3 colors and see just 3 colors. They say, this isn't enough. Others, like Picasso, see a universe waiting to be born. Likewise, someone might look at 24 hours and say, there's no time. But another person with those same 24 hours writes a book, starts a business, learns a new language, and nurtures their family. The difference isn't the size of the resource, it's your ability to multiply its value. And imagination is how you do it. Great artists know when to use which color. Life won't always be painted in bright hues. Some days are gray when you feel stuck, lost, or locked out of every opportunity. But just like an artist, you don't use light colors for everything. You need shadows to make the light shine brighter. You need contrast to create depth. You need failure to understand success. You need loneliness to value genuine connection. You need struggle to build strength and learn how to blend life's colors with wisdom. The masterpiece isn't in the colors, it's in the hands of the painter. An average artist uses color to draw shapes. A master uses color to tell stories. Likewise, a distracted life fills time. A purposeful life carves meaning. So the question isn't, how many colors do I have? It's, do I know how to mix the ones I do have into something that reflects who I truly am? Your life is a blank canvas. What will you paint? Starting today, look at the small things in your life, your skills, your time, your relationships, your ideas, as your three primary colors. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need all the answers. You just need to start blending, taking action, experimenting, adjusting, and moving forward. Remember this, every step you take is a brushstroke. Every decision you make is a color. Every day you live is a canvas waiting for your touch. In the end, it's not the palette you're given that defines you. It's the painting you create. Let's end this part with a simple but powerful reminder. The world you long for doesn't exist out there. It exists in your hands, where even the simplest colors are waiting to be blended with courage and creativity. 1.2, 10 digits, building the universe of technology, finance, and science. Imagine a world without color. It would be dull and lifeless. But a world without numbers, it simply wouldn't function. No currency, no technology, no time, no measurement, no logic, no scientific evolution. And here's the wonder. All of it, everything, is built from just 10 digits, from 0 to 9. Just 10 characters, nothing more. Yet from them, we've created everything. Global positioning systems, the internet, artificial intelligence, the stock market, and rockets that reach Mars. Mathematics, the secret language of the universe. Even if you're not a fan of math, you're living in a world governed by it. When you look at a clock, you're reading numbers. When you send a message, it's encoded into binary digits. When you calculate a shopping bill, you're doing math. When you save, invest, dream of owning a house, or plan your future, you're navigating through a landscape shaped by numbers. And all of those numbers, starting from 0 to 9, are arranged, programmed, and combined to create the most intricate systems humanity has ever seen. We all have the same digits, but not the same usage. Here's a fascinating truth. Everyone on Earth has access to the same 10 digits, but while some use them to track their age, count loose change, or dial a phone number, others, like Isaac Newton, Alan Turing, or Elon Musk, use those same digits to redefine what's possible. We all share the same alphabet, yet no one writes plays like Shakespeare. We all get 24 hours a day, yet not everyone builds billion-dollar companies like Steve Jobs. We all have the same 10 digits, but only those who think, plan, code, and execute transform them into real assets. 0 to 9, a codebook for infinite possibilities. In technology, every piece of data, whether it's an image, sound, message, or video, is encoded in binary, 0 and 1. The binary system isn't complex, it's just two states, on and off, yes and no, 1 and 0. But from that simplicity, we've built computers, smartphones, satellites, and today's AI models. In finance, every flow of money from your digital wallet to the central bank runs on numerical systems. From profit, cost, interest rates, income tax, to market capitalization, numbers are the common language of the economy. A skilled investor doesn't follow feelings, they follow numbers. A smart entrepreneur doesn't guess, they analyze data, trends, margins, and then act. In science, every formula, from gravity and relativity to chemical reactions and the speed of light, is expressed through numbers. Numbers are the bridge between chaos and order, between imagination and reality. Success doesn't come from knowing more, but using the basics well. You don't need to be a math genius to change your life, but you do need to understand every system, every goal, every successful outcome begins with mastering the basics, especially numbers. Want to manage your finances? Start by tracking your daily spending. Want to start a business? Learn how to calculate costs, margins, and profit. Don't stay vague about money. Want to master your time? Measure how you spend each hour, not just feel busy. Want to hit big goals? Break them down into daily, weekly, hourly metrics. Once you start seeing life in clear, measurable terms, you'll start seeing the path ahead. Successful people turn numbers into navigation. Numbers are more than data. They're a map. If you don't know your account balance, how can you plan financially? If you don't know your health stats, how can you make the right lifestyle changes? If you don't track your progress, how can you improve your performance? Successful people quantify first, then take action. They don't say, I'll try harder. They say, I'll read 20 pages daily, work out for 30 minutes, make 5 important calls. They measure progress, they adjust their strategies, and they move forward, one number at a time. Small numbers, massive impact. Never forget, 1% improvement every day over a year leads to 37x growth. The power of compound progress, 1.01 Kusik. A 1-degree shift in direction can send a ship far off course or onto a whole new continent. One intentional minute of reflection each morning can change every choice you make that day. One tiny habit, repeated consistently, can shape your future. Power doesn't lie in size, it lies in precision and consistency. So the real question is, how are you using your 10 digits? Are you tracking your finances or letting money flow in and out without direction? Are you owning your time or letting your days slip by in a haze? Do you know exactly where you are on your life map, or are you just feeling your way forward? 10 digits aren't magic, but how you use them can be. In conclusion, don't let numbers be just symbols. Turn them into tools. Life gives you the same number set as everyone else, but you can use it to count the days or to design a system. You can use it to total your coffee expenses or to build a business. You can use it to fuel anxiety or to strategize your future. The only real question is, what will you use your numbers for? 1.3, 7 notes, creating the symphony of life. Close your eyes and listen. Think of a melody that once moved your heart, maybe a piano piece drifting through a quiet night, a song that reminds you of your childhood, or a symphony that brings tears without words. What do they all have in common? Just 7 notes. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. From those 7 basic sounds, every musical masterpiece in human history has been composed. Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, Bach's Toccata and Fugue, Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, Adele's Heartbreak Ballads, and the lullabies that soothed you to sleep. 7 notes, no more. But with the right heart, ear, and intention, a universe of emotion is born. Music doesn't need more, it needs harmony. Most people assume to create great music, you need a huge orchestra, expensive instruments, or high-end production. But some of the world's most powerful songs were written on a single piano, a lone guitar, or even in silence, where a melody was born in the mind before it touched a single string. What truly matters isn't quantity, it's arrangement, timing, emotion, intention. A skilled musician doesn't ask for more notes. They simply understand how to make each one count. In the same way, life isn't about having more, it's about orchestrating what you already have with meaning and mastery. Composition is combination. In music, the magic lies in combination, not in how many notes, but in how you blend them. A minor key can evoke sorrow, a major one can uplift. A pause can be as powerful as a crescendo. Even a single note placed at the right time can break hearts or build hope. Likewise, in life, courage mixed with vulnerability becomes authenticity. Routine blended with curiosity becomes innovation. Effort layered with empathy becomes impact. You don't need to change your entire instrument, you just need to rearrange your tune. Everyone has the same notes, but not the same song. Here's the truth. Every musician has access to the same 7 notes, but not everyone composes like Mozart. Not everyone writes lyrics like Lennon or harmonizes like Hans Zimmer. In the same way, we all live with similar constraints. We have joy and sadness, time and energy, strengths and flaws. But what makes each life unique is how we compose those elements. What are you doing with your 7 notes? Some people play the same loop endlessly, safe, predictable, familiar. Others dare to explore, improvise, and write something no one's ever heard before. The symphony of life needs both highs and lows. A song with only high notes becomes noise. A song with only low notes becomes monotone. Real music, like real life, needs contrast, balance, and depth. You need heartbreak to appreciate love. You need failure to recognize growth. You need quiet seasons to build inner harmony. Great composers don't avoid dissonance, they use it to create resolution. Great lives aren't those that skip struggle, but those that find rhythm through it. So if you're going through a low note right now, don't silence it. It might just be the buildup before your greatest crescendo. Live your life like a song worth listening to. You don't need to be a world-class musician to compose your own symphony. You just need to be present enough to hear the music in your moments, the laughter of someone you love, The silence after a hard day's work, the rhythm of your breath in the early morning light, the pulse of your dreams still alive, still beating. These are the notes of your life, and you are the composer. Will you let them remain random noise, or will you weave them into something beautiful, personal, and unforgettable? In the end, it's not about the notes, it's about the song. Life doesn't ask, how many notes do you have? It asks, what music are you creating with them? So compose your days with care, pause when needed, play boldly when it matters. Let your life rise and fall in meaningful patterns, not just noise, but melody, because someone somewhere will one day hear your song, and it may just become the soundtrack to their hope. Final reminder for this part: the music of your life isn't waiting to be found, it's waiting to be composed. You already have the notes. Now play your song.